So instead of getting on here and contributing to the negativity going on in the world right now, I was hoping I could share my thoughts and opinions on just like the hate that I've been getting on my recent video. And I'm gonna try and keep it positive. I wasn't intentionally directing my words towards anyone in particular. I was speaking about my concerns for my children and the reasons behind it. I had no idea how bad it had gotten. Whatever this thing is that's causing grown adults to act like children, it's spreading, obviously. I used to think it was only women and like more feminine men, but the guy that started this whole thing looked totally normal to me, so it caught me off guard. The first time I experienced it was with my ex. I'd never experienced a grown adult who, instead of asking questions and like keeping an open mind while having a discussion, would rather like make assumptions and jump to conclusions about things that were completely unrelated, like calling names and like just making immature like insults because like you're not smart enough to keep your wits about you. It's become mental illness. In what world would you consider telling someone that they shouldn't have their children because they're being raised Christian and considering homeschooling? Like, are you not aware of like what came before school? That's Everybody was homeschooled, and back in the day, everybody believed in Jesus. So like, what you're worried about, I don't even understand. Like this accusing me of not raising my kids to know these things exist. They don't exist. They never did. They're fake. It's fake. Yeah, I had one woman who had she was just so convinced that if I asked around, I would learn that nobody really liked me. And when I pointed this out to her, that she couldn't possibly know this, that she doubled down and told me to film it. That's I'm genuinely concerned for these people. Jesus did say that being Christian in public would be ridiculed, and that's clearly what's going on. I've come to learn that there are two very different types of Christians in the world, and I only realize it now because of the changes that I've gone through in my faith. The most common type is the person who lives their life without giving really much thought to like God's path for them. They pray when something bad happens or they want something, but then get mad and blame God when they don't get exactly what they asked for. The less common type of person talks to God on a daily basis. Any problem they face or decision needing to be made, they ask God to guide them. Like, what people don't understand is God doesn't make mistakes. Mistakes are human, and God is not human. He can see our entire lives. He knows exactly when we're going to come to him, like whether it's tomorrow or when we're 80 years old, sitting in a retirement home with nobody to visit us, so we pick up a Bible. Like, he knows this, and he's waiting. That's how selfish would it be for me to know without a single doubt that God has a plan for every single person, and then not tell anybody about it. I have no interest in like being in heaven all by myself. I want there to be as many good people as possible. Like, everyone who sent me hate, who thinks that they know something about me, I'm sorry that this is how we were introduced. I don't blame you for what you believe. We've all been tricked at one time or another, and nobody likes the feeling that they get when it turns out that what they've believed isn't true. But I promise it's worth exploring, because I know that you'll find God's love. I believe we've all been tricked into being led by the devil. The people who, with the weakest minds, would rather hate than open their eyes. The Church of Satan adopted Baphomet as a symbol. It's the reason behind the transgender and abortion push, sterilizing the next generation while sacrificing babies daily. We've all stood by, too blinded by fake celebrity drama and putting all of our energy into material things. Are you aware that proven miracles have been removed from history books. You can Google it or ask ChatGPT, but make sure that you know what questions to ask, because the information isn't just being offered up. Make sure to ask about all documented miracles throughout history, and you'll get more current examples.
The amount of fallen angels that came down with him have not multiplied. It's still the same number. So he has to be very intelligent and create a system by which he can multiply darkness. And so he doesn't have to attack every generation. He just needs to program the first generation to believe.
Oh boy. Shoot. Okay.
Yes.
I've never thought about that in my life.
A conversation you're meant to have with God that you don't have with him, Satan will have it with you. The earth and the heavens have the same birth date, and so it is impossible to function effectively on the earth without consulting with the heavens. If your son fell from like a one-story building, you're going to call 911. We will call Jesus. We don't have any emergency line. Culture is what carries captivity through generations, and so when one generation agrees with a captivity mindset, they teach the next generation, and by the fourth generation nobody questions it, because it's
just absolutely incredible that the American people don't understand that groups of men don't get together and meet in secret and take blood oaths which say that they can be cut open and their heart ripped out of their body and their intestines scattered over the floor if they talk about the secrets. That's not a benevolent fraternity. That's a dangerous group of men. Strong men don't play games like that. They're serious. These men who are bringing about the New World Order don't believe in the God of the Bible. They believe in the God of light, Lucifer, the angel of light, who was flung down to the earth and became the Lord of the world. That's their God. You see, it's been infiltrated, and from within, they are eating at the heart of this nation like a cancer, this secret society. They are destroying it. They are subverting it. Our Constitution has not been allowed to work since 1945, and maybe even earlier. And they have been working behind the scenes to bring about a one-world totalitarian socialist government with the Communist Manifesto as its platform, through the United Nations, which was created by this nation from an older organization called the League of Nations, which was the original foundation. And at the highest levels of our government, the Constitution's already been scrapped, and they are working under the aegis of the UN Participation Act and the United Nations Charter.